Let's have some fun. Welcome, good afternoon. My name is Shane, and today we're going to have some fun listening to some great music. I sure hope this gets by the YouTube blockers. We're going to try to listen to, hopefully, if you're seeing this, it made it. We're listening to the Beatles. The Beatles are notoriously hard to get onto YouTube. Reactions are, because the music is most of the time, most groups, if the video gets blocked, it's usually just the video and not the audio, so you can cover the video and still listen along with me. But in the case of the Beatles, and I've yet to find another group like this, in the case of the Beatles, usually the audio and video get blocked, so you can't even get it on YouTube. Now, I know there are reactors out there that get their videos on YouTube of the Beatles, but they're few and far between, and I don't know how they're getting so lucky. To the point that I am doing the Beatles in order from their first album to their last, song by song, over on my Patreon. That's a Patreon exclusive because you just can't get them onto YouTube. This one may be a little different because it is not an official recording that was on any album. This is during the Get Back sessions. The Beatles are kind of jamming here with Billy Preston, and they're doing a cover of their own song, basically, Love Me Do. This was done in 1969. Love Me Do was on their first album, Please Please Me, and I came across this video because I'm, as I said, doing the albums in order, and I've done a reaction to this song over on my Patreon, and when I was looking this up, I found this video. And so I'm curious to check this out to see what the Beatles in 1969 do with the song that they originally put out in 1962, I believe. 62 or 63. So what do they do with the song? How is it different? And this is Billy Preston's on keyboards, I believe, on this. So curious to check it out. If it does get blocked, and it's just the video that gets blocked, then you'll still be able to listen along with me. I'll put a link to the original down in the description. All of the unblocked videos are my Patreon. In addition to that, you can get early access to videos on Patreon. I post all my videos the weekend before they come out, and so you have access to all of them on Patreon that way before they're on YouTube. And then, as I said, I am reacting to the Beatles. That's a Patreon exclusive. You won't find that on YouTube at all. If I seem a little low energy, you hear scratchiness in my throat, I'm just going to let you know that I did test positive for COVID, despite being vaccinated. Fortunately, it's it's pretty manageable. It's just like a bad cold right now. But if you notice any of that, that's why I give you that information on that. But I'm so glad you stopped by. I'm really hoping this doesn't get blocked. Let's have a listen.
Yeah, but say we got a really good one of Love Me Do.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Oh, okay, it's not even video anyway. really interesting. So I'm a huge Beatles fan, so it was kind of cool to hear this. Um, Definitely a different vibe. It's interesting that they basically covered their own song, but totally different vibe to it. Almost had like a country sound to it. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into that, but it sounded almost like a country vibe to it. But it's kind of cool just hearing them jam out and take a song that we're all familiar with and putting their own spin on their own song, I guess, and coming up with something different. You could tell that they're just jamming and having fun, so they're not trying to. Wasn't something they're going to publish or produce, I guess. But really cool to hear it. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of this version of "Love Me Do" compared to the original, and which one you prefer more. Let me know down in the comments. If you like this content, consider clicking the like button. Let me know. Helps more people see it, and it lets me know that you enjoy the content. Yeah. The what else was it? Oh, the other thing I was gonna say, if you're a huge Beatles fan and you want to hear see my reactions to the Beatles songs in order, I'm still doing "Please Please Me" right now, but I'm on the second side of that album, so I'm gonna be wrapping that up here in a few weeks and on to the second album. But if you want to check that out, consider going over to Patreon and becoming a patron. If you want to support the channel in other ways, you can go over to sjor.com, check out some merch. You can go to the first pinned comment to get a discount code for that and pick up your Let's Have Some Fun merchandise. And if you don't want to support the channel in any of those ways, I appreciate you just stopping by and sharing this first listen with me. So obviously I've heard the original song many times, but this is the first listen of this version. So I think that's all I'll say for now. Thanks so much for stopping by, and until next time, have a great evening.